Good Monday morning, mateys. How's everybody doing today? How's everyone? Welcome to your weekly live stream of horror news and channel updates. Thanks for bearing with me. I wasn't here last week. Had the Z-Man fill in for me. I was in Tampa, Florida, and I was at a convention, Scaradise, and then visited my mother, who lives down there. Got back Wednesday, and now I leave this Wednesday for South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. So, yeah, busy time for us. When isn't it? Shout out to Lizard something or another. Atomic Lizard 5657 for being the first in the chat. And you know what? Shout out to Hooper Games for watching the Serial Mom kill count right now. Good stuff. Good stuff. Mug of the day. House of Kong. This is a Gorillas exhibit. I think it's been other places, but it was here in LA. Dog, if you can go, it's only here until March 19th. I don't know if it's all sold out or anything, but Chelsea and I went a couple of days ago. One of the coolest things we've ever done, man. It was real cool. You go through like an exhibit with headphones, narrator and Gorillaz music playing, and then it like breaks down, and then you're going through other, like, it's so, I don't even want to spoil it too much. Am I still sick? I still have a cough. Right there. Still got that cough. So that's fun. That'll be really exciting. I have to record a kill count right after this live stream. I have to record the Frankenstein 2025 kill count. That'll be happening right after this. So that'll be an hour and a half of me standing there talking with this cough. That'll be fun. Thank you, Amazing Spider Dan. Loved the Actually episode. Just watched it again last night with Chelsea's parents. They're visiting. Was it easy to be comfortable on set because Brian David Gilbert looks exactly like brand manager / producer Ben, without whom these live streams would not happen? He does. They do look exactly alike. That's true. That's very true. I see people asking about the monkey kill count. Remind me when we get to the actual dead meat news. But let's start with the horror stuff, huh? Let's start with the horror news instead. And then we'll get to dead meat stuff afterward, as per usual. We're going to follow the schedule. David Das Malchin, always working. That guy's always got stuff going on. He's hunting for The Cure, a new trailer for a sci-fi horror movie that hits theaters on April 13th. That is next month. And he's going to be co-starring with Twilight star Ashley Greene. All right, I haven't watched this trailer, and I don't like watching trailers on stream, to be honest. I almost feel self-conscious just sitting there watching a video while you guys watch me watch a video, you know? But I can click through it at least and see what we're working with. He's got a little Bane mask on. Nice little shore, nice kitchen, very nice kitchen. Oh, the music. Oh, you guys don't hear this, do you? I don't even have that set up properly. Yeah, it's okay. The music is like the plucking strings type soundtrack that lots of horror trailers have. Here, I think I can fix this. Change audio output to... Oh, it's not that. All right, I'm not going to sit there and fix this. But, yeah, let's see. Anything else about this? A satirical take on the modern billionaire class cloaked in a crowd-pleasing thriller. All right. Better have Robert Smith in the film? From The Cure. Okay. Because the movie's The Cure. I was like, what? Thanks, Shadow Jagger. Mug of the day. You missed it. It's House of Kong from Gorillas. Very cool interactive experience. I wish any Gorilla fan the ability to be able to do it. I prefer not watching trailers and going in blind, says V Holes 2000. Me too. Me too, man. I really prefer to just go in and let the movie do what it wants to. Oh, okay. Got this poster going on from the writers of Unsane. What was Unsane? Which one was Unsane? The name sounds familiar. The poster feels like they got the same poster person to do it. 2018 psychological. Oh, this is the Steven Soderbergh one. Oh, and the reason this is familiar to me is because these writers also wrote the Darren Lynn and Lauren Lavera movie that just came out, Twisted. So okay, they're hard at work. They've got another one coming. Good for them. What are their names? Let me say them aloud, and then it'll help me remember next time. Jonathan Bernstein and James Greer. Got it. Copy. I mean, I like Soderbergh a lot. Anyone see Unsane? Anyone check this out? Beat New 3000 said it was one of their favorites of that year. So, all right. It was shot on an iPhone 7. Okay. Soderbergh's always doing shit like that, dude. I did watch Gorillaz on Saturday Night Live. It's so funny to see Gorillaz exposed to a large mainstream audience. The energy in Clint Eastwood compared to how they are in concert is so different. I feel like Damon feels much more at home at a concert with fans than in front of an audience that might not be familiar with him, because he just gives so much more. Some very sad news. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have already heard this, but Bruce Campbell has been diagnosed with a treatable cancer, as he describes it. If you haven't read his whole statement, I really recommend you do. It's not long. It was a post on, I guess, Instagram. And so, yeah, read this if you haven't. You can read it in his voice. It's so easy to. It's so clearly his words. It's so clearly from him, and I don't know, just the way he approaches it is very Bruce Campbell of him, you know? It's him saying, yeah, this was a shock. It sucks. I'm going to have to change and not do conventions while I work on the treatment for it. It's not curable, but it's treatable. And, there are several cons this summer that I have to cancel. Big regrets on my part. Like, big regrets on your part, dude. Man, he loves the fans. He loves doing what he does. He is supposed to be doing press for a movie that he wrote, directed, produced, and stars in, Ernie and Emma, a little indie movie. And he mentions that. He says, I'm a tough old son of a bitch and I have great support, so I expect to be around a while. Like, he's just so cool. It's a very difficult thing to deal with for anyone, and he even says, like, I'm not posting this to get sympathy or advice or anything. I'm just letting you know it's disrupting what I'm supposed to be doing. So here's that information. I'm going to go take care of it. So I think we can all wish Bruce the best dealing with this. Very unfortunate. He's only 67. He's young. Maybe not young, but he's not super old. I feel like the older you get, especially now, I feel like you're not old till you're in your 80s. Like 70's starting to get there, but I know so many people in their 70s who are just active as fuck, man. My father-in-law, who's down the hall, he's like 75, 76. He kicks ass, man. He's changing HVAC systems, and you got this, Bruce. We all wish best of luck to him. He's just a kid. In spirit, you know. Charlize Theron, survival thriller Apex, rated R for strong. But I wasn't going to include this. This was part of the roundup, and I was going to hide that row on the Excel sheet. But the only reason that I didn't is because I wanted to highlight that it's described as Free Solo meets The Silence of the Lambs, which is an insane combination to me. That's an insane way to describe your movie. Free Solo meets The Silence of the Lambs. Okay. Rock Climber meets FBI agent trying to figure out a serial killer who eats people. I don't know. I mean, I guess she's out trying to climb something in Australia only to become ensnared In a deadly game of cat and mouse with a ruthless predator. Dog, there are so many movies that you can describe this as instead of Silence of the Lambs. Wolf Creek? I mean, Australia's right there. Silence of the Lambs? They really better do something with this person being a psychological menace if they want to earn that Silence of the Lambs comparison. That's insane. It's that wet cough, you know, which I honestly kind of prefer. Dry cough kind of ends up hurting the vocal cords more. I don't mind this one cough where it's just like every 5 minutes you do just one cough and it's a little wet. But it gets it out. It clears it. It's mucusy. What's this? Didn't Die trailer? Podcaster versus zombies in The Walking Dead's director's horror comedy. Night of the Living Dead for the digital age. Didn't Die. So yes, this is directed by a Walking Dead director, Mira Menon. Set in the not-so-distant future, a young podcaster struggles to maintain her dwindling audience amidst the zombie apocalypse. That's funny. Oh no, my views are down. I know it's because, like, humanity is down, but still, what can I do to make these episodes hit harder? It opened in theaters already. It's March 9th today, and this is says it opened March 6th. Great theaters here, Vidiots. Fantastic theater. You can spit the sickness out, and that's the best part. That's right, Puppet Master. That's what it feels like. Humanity fell off, dude, but my views, gotta find them somehow. Thanks, Luke Lippo. Teton is really good. I don't really know any of the people involved here, but I'm drawn to the question of what still makes life worth living when everything else has come undone. Being an indie filmmaker right now feels like podcasting in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. This film is about the grit it takes to simply keep going. And what? It's black and white? Looks like it, right? Oops. I hate that you can't even fucking pause a video anymore without an overlay coming up telling you to consume more things. It's like, dog, I just want to pause this for a quick mow. And you're hitting me up with thumbnails of shit that I'm going to accidentally click. Yeah, it's a black and white. All right. Cool poster, though. Look at that. Look at the hands. Just like nightmare fuel, these faces on these hands. Oh, Ava's here. Hi, Ava. We also got Michael here, of course, who is no longer social media coordinator, by the way. He's our community manager. He's going to manage you guys. He's going to manage the community. That's Michael. So, congratulate him for that. A lot of Patreon stuff. Also, Michael, effective immediately, let's get those captions going on kill counts, because we need those. People have lamented the loss of captions since we lost Fiona. Since we lost Fiona to the great donut collapse of 2025. Did she leave last year? I think so, right? I don't know what the donut collapse is. I just want to think of a fun disaster. Just imagine like a donut factory collapsing and Fiona happened to have been taking a tour there or something. She was really excited to see us on Actually, which if you haven't seen, check it out. It's good. Michael. Good job, Michael. Oh, this sucks. Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs is leaving Shudder. I say leaving Shudder. It might be accurate to say The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs is ending. I believe that's the case, since that is the specific show that's on Shudder. The reason I didn't want to say that in the headline, at least, or describe it as such, is because Darcy has said that she and Joe Bob are not ready to be done, are not ready to retire. So I don't want to give the implication that Joe Bob's done doing what he's doing. This is not a Joe Bob decision. Apparently he and Darcy were just as surprised as we were about this. And, you know, it really makes me worry about Shudder, because I see a lot on the Shudder subreddit and on the horror subreddit, and I guess parts of Twitter too. I mostly hang around Reddit, so that alone is going to restrict your exposure to what viewpoints you're getting. But so many people on those sites say that they only have Shudder because of Joe Bob Briggs and The Last Drive-In, and so I worry that with that show leaving the platform that a lot of people are going to cancel. Again, no one should ever extrapolate what they see online to be the general public or representative of people as a whole. We are also siloed in our algorithmically driven news presentations that no one has a good grasp on what everyone else is feeling. We just know what the people like us are feeling and discussing. So I can't say that, yes, there is a sizable majority of Shudder users who only have the platform because of Joe Bob Briggs, but there's at least a vocal minority, or at least a vocal percentage of people who state as much, that they only have Shudder for Joe Bob. I have Shudder because I like having a place that I go to where all the movies are horror or genre, and I can scroll and find something without having to go to the horror tab or subcategory and look at a lesser selection. But yeah, and Shudder knows it too, man. You can tell, because the series finale aired on Friday. They announced it last minute too. I think they announced, was it day of or a few days before we had Joe Bob on Twitter giving a video saying, like, if you're a fan, tune in, please. But while that's the series finale, they're still going to release a few specials in the months to come, which basically seems to me like they want people to not cancel their subscriptions just yet, because there's more Joe Bob undoubtedly on a monthly basis, or doled out at a rate that will require someone to maintain their subscription for a while if they want to get all of those specials. So I think that's very clearly what they're doing there. I mean, Shudder is always been struggling financially. The parent company, AMC, has been struggling financially for quite some time, so it has often been underserved, which is so unfortunate. I wish that Shudder had the support that it deserved, because I really like having a horror dedicated streaming platform, but I guess there are other ones out there now, like Screambox. I know a lot of people like Tubi. I don't like watching movies with commercials, but a lot of people really enjoy the Tubi horror selection. And thank you, Benny the Chalk Doggo. Thanks a lot. I have seen It's Alive. We just did a podcast episode on it a couple of weeks ago with a lot of good guests, so check that out if you can. That was not made by the guy who did Basket Case, though. That was not a Henenlotter movie. That was a Larry Cohen movie. Similar, I could see the confusion there. Henenlotter's more... Cohen is more socio-politically, I don't want to say aware, but he works those themes in more, while Henenlotter has more like a shock exploitation. Not even exploitation, more like campy Grimehouse kind of feel. Hated your guest shitting on Larry in the It's Alive podcast. I just don't think they were super familiar with his work. I don't think they were shitting on it. They were just having fun with with the commentary. Thanks, the new normal Jerry Slaughter, for meeting at Scared-Ice. Oh, you're the one who brought the I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer for me to sign. Great. See your boy in the thumbnail, Jordan. Who's your boy? Raul? Scary Movie is coming out 1 week earlier than expected. They bumped it up to June 5th. It was originally going to come out June 12th. June 12th is the Spielberg movie Disclosure Day. So good call on moving that up. You don't want to go up against Spielberg. Not sure how Disclosure Day is tracking, how big it'll be, but you don't want to take chances against Big Steve. So just stick to going up against Masters of the Universe, I guess. That feels like a safer opponent to battle on the opening day of your movie. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's gotten a lot of views. A lot of horror movies getting spoofed in this trailer. And in fact, I'll get more into it in the Dead Meat section, but Chelsea and I did just record yesterday a trailer breakdown, watching and going through and pointing out all the references that we saw. So hopefully that'll be out this week, but pretty exciting stuff. It just sucks that the trailer now has the old release date on it as opposed to the new one. So just a reminder, Scary Movie will be out on June 5th, not June 12th. If you watch that trailer, you see that June 12th date. That's wrong. That's incorrect. It's June 5th that's coming out. Thanks, Benny. And you're not a dumbass. You're not a dumbass, Benny. You're a dumbass for saying you're a dumbass. How about that? Nah, just kidding. And M. Davis, thanks a lot, Mike. Oh, just hit my cable. Hit my cord there. All right, what else we got? Oh, a few more stories, damn. Stephen King and Ben Percy's post-apocalyptic newspapers getting the novel treatment. I didn't even know. Stephen King, dude, comes out with like a book every fucking year. I guess he also has a bunch of side projects, including one where he co-wrote with fellow author Ben Percy. It's a newspaper that comes out in the post-apocalypse called The End Times. I guess they just write it as though it were a newspaper. But, of course, because it's Stephen King, they've just developed a whole story around this post-apocalyptic world and the characters in it. I can't imagine having this kind of brain where you're just able to create all these stories and fictional universes, like almost like a compulsion, dude. Like, I wish I had that amount of creativity. My creativity comes in other forms. It is not doing this, and I envy it so much. It's so cool that he's able to just create stuff out of nothing. I can't do that. But he's been doing this side project, writing this apocalyptic newspaper, The End Times, and now it's being turned into a novel, which I think will reach more people. So, The End Times Volume 1 will be a novel version of the serialized newspaper that they've been doing. And, pretty cool here, $1 from each book purchased directly through Bad Hand is being donated to mutual aid efforts in Minnesota, rebuilding communities after its occupation by ICE. So I think that is a pretty cool thing, and I have pre-ordered it, which is available right now. I expected it to be more, honestly, than $30. I thought this would be a much more expensive thing to grab. But pretty cool. Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist has announced 11 more people have joined the project, and they're all the Flana fam. You got Kate Siegel, Raul Coley, Carla Gugino, Carl Lumbly, Hamish Linklater. Like, oh man, they're all in here. John Gallagher Jr. from Hush, Robert Longstreet. Great crew here. Great murderer's row of Flanagan actors. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. It's a Flanagan project. I'm sure we'll see all these faces in Carrie, and then we'll see them again in Exorcist. What's funny is that Exorcist, the cast already announced, is so not Flanagan people. It's Scarlett Johansson, Jacoby Jupe, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Lawrence Fishburne, John Leguizamo. And so that new cast of people is going to be acting alongside the Flana fam. Yeah, John Leguizamo, man. It'll be fun to see that. And it'll be fun to see which of those new actors carry on into the next Flana project, you know? Like, who's going to click with him well enough to join the family? And it's fine if no one does, you know? It's just getting to work on a project with him is got to be cool, but I'm wondering if anyone's going to click really well where he's like, come join us. How well do you like saying monologues? Do you like pontificating about death and what it means? Join the family. Thank you very much, Andrew711. Paul Giamatti, the other face on that thumbnail, is playing an American tourist caught in an eerie English seaside town in the horror film Boutique. It says has been set to star in his first horror movie in a decade. What was his previous horror film a decade ago? Giamatti is a two-time Oscar nominee, most recently for what was it called? The Week, not The Weekenders. That's an old show. The Holdovers. Great movie. Great movie, The Holdovers. Very cozy, dude. I know we're coming into spring here, but if you need a movie to watch during the winter, during the holiday season, when you're cooped up in your house, maybe you got a nice little fireplace going, if you're so lucky to have that, Holdover's great. Someone said John dies at the end. Lady in the Water for horror movies for Paul Giamatti. Probably Lady in the Water then, right? Ben says Morgan in 2016. Fuck's Morgan? Morgan. Science fiction horror film. Directed by Luke Scott, Kate Mara, Andy Taylor-Joy. Yep, Paul Giamatti. Okay. Might be that. When was Lady in the Water? That was before 2016, right? I feel like that's more of like a 2015. Oh, wow, no, I'm way off. That's fucking 2006. That was that long ago? That was 2 decades ago. Wait, is Paul Giamatti even in this? Oh, yeah, top bill. Wow, that was 2 decades ago? Oh, fuck. I remember those trailers, dude. I guess I don't remember them well, because I would have still been in high school at that point. Michael said, oh, this movie, the cover art scared me in Blockbuster. The cover art of this? This looks like Narnia, dude. This is scary? I don't know. I feel like she just went through a wardrobe. Came out in a land. He was but a boy. He was a 6-year-old. That's right. I guess. No, still, I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, it's no Dentist 2. I'll tell you that. I don't care if you're 6. This shouldn't scare you, dude. It's just a lady's face. It's a little cold, maybe. Fuck up, dude. She got the blue eye stare. Steer? She's got the blue eye steer? Ghostface voice actor Roger Jackson is joining the Poohniverse. In Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3, he will be playing Rabbit. Good for him. I can't wait to hear what he does, because he's a great voice actor. I really like what he does in Scream 5 and Scream 7 when he is not just regular Ghostface. In 5, it's him pretending to be a friend of Jenna Ortega's mom. In 7, it's him doing like a knockoff Airbnb type thing. He's great with both of those. I would love to hear more of his range than just doing Ghostface, even though Ghostface is one of the best voices ever. So fun to hear that he'll be Rabbit in Poohniverse 3. Which one is this? Scott Chambers will be directing. Okay. He's the one who played Christopher Robin in the second one. Did a great job with that performance. I didn't see his directorial effort, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. And I think George Drogo was a new Winnie the Pooh, but I know Eddie McKenzie for sure was Piglet previously, because I think he was at a convention we did. I think he was at that Scotland convention we did. So, yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the Poohniverse. There's too many of them, then I got other shit I need to do with my life. But Pooh 2 was fine enough for me to check out Pooh 3, especially with Roger involved. So I'll check out Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3. When's this supposed to come out? Oh, and then it'll come. Then that'll be followed by the crossover Pooniverse Monsters Assemble. How many do I gotta watch to be caught up for that one, though? Peter Pan, Bambi, and Pinocchio? That's a lot. That's a lot. I haven't watched those. This is Pooh's world. We're just living in it. That's right. Well, I hope Roger has fun doing this. Look at that. Look at that. That's how this character's gonna look. This sounds like legit fucking homework. Dude, you know, I forget if I've said this on the live stream before. I miss, like, when Dead Meat started and it was just me and Chelsea in the apartment, there were so many days where the job was watch all these movies in a day. I feel like we watched all of Saw in 1 or 2 days. And there were just so many days where it was like, just sit here and watch a whole bunch of movies. I don't get to do that anymore, man. There's so many fucking meetings and just work. And I miss the aspect where it was just like, fucking watch a whole bunch of movies. That's why I'm really excited for South by Southwest, which I'm going to this week. It's because for a week, my job, I mean, I'm not, you know, we're not doing too much there that's going to be work, but I'll be watching movies. That'll be fun. But I miss that. It's a good time. Now, the double edge of success. That's right. Ben said, I can schedule you a poo day. Do you want me to schedule you a poo day? I have those every day, Ben. And also, that would involve me having to stick to the schedule. And we all know I'm very bad at that. I looked at Asana last night and was like, oh, ho, 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 ho. This looks fun. Ted Raimi has a Screambox series premiering in October called Your Dearest Darkest Friend. And it's an interview show. He said it's a wacky show somewhere between Alfred Hitchcock Presents and Pee-wee's Playhouse. That sounds awesome. And I guess he will be interviewing various horror luminaries while they imbibe in his expertly crafted drinks. That sounds fucking dope, dude. Put me in, coach. Love Ted Raimi. He's a fellow Michigander. We've hung out a lot with him during cons. He's a fun guy, him and his brother Sam. Any relation to Sam? Yes, Ted is Sam's brother. And most recently on the kill count in Intruder. Very fun movie. He's also in Wishmaster. Oh, that's right, dude. He's in fucking Blood. I always forget that he's in Blood Rage. Blood Rage is so fun. I forget that Ted is selling condoms out of his jacket, right? At the movie theater. It's a quick little performance. That's so funny. I always forget that. Candyman. Candyman. Candyman? He's in Candyman? Candyman? Oh, he's the fucking boyfriend. Also, I get hooked. I said 5 times. That's right. He's the boyfriend in like the urban legend they're telling in the beginning. Right in the opening. That's right. Oh, man. Oh, and he's in Ernie and Emma, the Bruce Campbell movie. Anyway, I'm excited for this. Screambox. Now's your time, Screambox. Step up. Because I feel like Shudder, after the Joe Bob thing, I don't know how long for this world it is. So, tag in, Screambox. Get in here. Here we go. I'm interested about this. Soulmate got a rating. Remember Soulmate? It was going to be the Megan spinoff, and it was going to be, like, sexy. But not with Megan, because Megan is a robot modeled after a child. So instead, it's going to have, I think, Claudia Dumit, if that's how you say her name. I'm assuming she'd be the robot. She's from The Boys. Please speak up. Is that true? Am I quiet? Is this better? Is this better? Please speak up. Am I older or are you old? Well, now I'm louder. So blowing out your ears. CSC Sade. That is no. Not that kind of speak up. Now I'm too loud. Okay, I will lower this. Speak up. Audio is fine. Okay, all right, I fixed it. What is speak up? Here, I fixed it. Shudder is canceling Last Drive-In, so I assume it's not in good shape that they're canceling one of their most popular shows. Oh, they want me to talk about Scream 7. That's why they said speak up. Oh, I thought they were saying be louder. Okay. Okay, it's the next tab. Calm down. I wasn't trolling. That was a legitimate moment. That wasn't me being cutesy or clever. I would say I'm not that good an actor, but you saw my pancake apology. That was some of my finest work. Oh yeah. There's been a second mug has hit the live stream. I got my throat coat tea since I have to record a podcast, or not a podcast, a kill count after this. This is a Dr. Sleep mug, and it's like chalk. You can use chalk to write on it, just like in the movie, how they communicate through the chalkboard. Who was she in The Boys? She was Victoria Newman. Is that her name? Very fun character. Great to have her become more prominent as the seasons went on. And then the other star of the movie is Lily Sullivan from Evil Dead Rise. So just their casting alone always had me interested in this movie. And then you bill it as a 90s style erotic thriller? Okay, sure. I'm always skeptical because I feel like a lot of the movies that try to style themselves as an erotic thriller fall a little short. And I definitely think a movie from Universal that's a spin-off of Megan is probably not going to be the erotic thriller that I am interested in. But still, I am curious about this. And I was sad to see it get pulled from theaters because it was supposed to come out in January. It was supposed to come out January 9th. And December rolls around and we're all like, wait a minute, we haven't heard a fucking word about this movie. There's been no trailer, nothing happened. And so they yanked it from the release in December. Because of Megan 2's poor performance at the box office, they decided, maybe people don't want to watch another movie in the Megaverse, the Megan universe. And I'm like, well, maybe if it was a horror movie, they would have. But now it's been rated. It got its official MPA rating this week. It's been rated R, unlike the Megan movies. Great. For strong violence, gore, sexual content. Wait, graphic nudity and language. What do you have to do to get graphic nudity as one of the things? What's graphic nudity? Think dick slapping? Slapping people with dicks? What would graphic nudity be, dude? I don't know, but now, okay, I am more curious about this movie now. And because it's got I don't know the entire process of being rated by the MPA, but I assume getting a rating means that you're planning on releasing it. So I will keep an eye out for a release date. She's not wearing gloves. That's the graphic nudity. Mushroom stamp incoming. That's right. That's the one thing that gets you the graphic nudity disclaimer, is just a mushroom stamp. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out on this. I mean, it's a familiar story. Follows a man who acquires an artificially intelligent android. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Lily Sullivan is the android. I was wrong. Lily Sullivan is the android. So would that make... Okay. Maybe the wife that he loses? He gets an AI android to help him cope with the recent loss of his wife. In an attempt to create a truly sentient partner, the man inadvertently turns a harmless love bot into a deadly soulmate. I mean, sounds pretty similar to Subservience. Except Subservience, the wife was still alive. She was just sick. Graphic nudity makes me think CGI nudity. All right, Scream just became a $1 billion franchise thanks to Scream 7, which did very well at the box office. I know that when Zoran covered the news last week, there was no Scream coverage. I think that was the team adhering to that was you guys not wanting to cover anything without my go ahead, right? That's what I assume it was. You didn't want to get into Scream stuff without me giving an explicit go ahead and cover Scream. I was out of town, so I wasn't around. I would have covered the box office last week had I done the news, but it's fine that it wasn't covered. Sorry, guys, for the cough. That sucks. But if you didn't know, Scream 7 did really well at the box office. Biggest opening of the franchise. Here's the thing that a lot of these articles don't mention, though, is that it's the first Scream to have IMAX screenings, the premium format, and that's a more expensive ticket, and that means more box office revenue. So I don't know the breakdown of how much of its box office came from those large screen formats like IMAX and Dolby. I would love to see a breakdown because it only had it for the opening weekend, and I just don't know if it still would have been the highest grossing of the franchise without that. Maybe it would have. I mean, it did very well. Unfortunately, reviews are mixed, to say the least. There's a big divide between fans and critics on this one. And unfortunately for anyone who really enjoyed it, I am more of a critic-minded person. And it's, it's not a better or worse than type of breakdown. It's just critics or people who are more aligned with critics' tastes tend to watch a lot of movies. We'll watch more than the casual general audience, So it's just going to be a different appraisal system. We'll have seen a lot more things, so if things are too familiar, it might not work for us, whereas the casual movie audience that might only see a couple of movies a year, they might enjoy something that we didn't because it's too familiar. That makes sense? I'm not saying it's better or worse, but yes, for critics, this movie has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. For fans, it's in the high 70s, which is still lower than Scream 5 and 6, even amongst fans. But regardless, very divisive, to say the least. And you will be able to hear more thoughts from me and Chelsea pretty soon. I'll get into that in the Dead Meat section. But regardless, Scream 7 had a very successful first weekend at the box office. The second weekend really dipped a lot. Like, the drop was like, was it Halloween Kills drop? Hold on, I'm gonna check the box office subreddit real fast because they've been following this closely. Big drops from weekend to weekend are a real bad sign for a movie's legs, which is what it'll leg out to end up making. And a lot of the times, a huge box office drop will be indicative of a bad movie or bad reviews, bad word of mouth. So I want to see if there's been a post about the Scream second box office now that the weekend is over, now that we're here on Monday. Let's see. Okay, so its global total stands at 149 right now, so about 150. It has officially outgrossed Scream 2022, so Scream 5. So you will hear me say this again elsewhere, but I think the watermark to look for is if it makes 200 worldwide. If it doesn't, that means word of mouth really hampered it because it should have made an easy 200. I think it made just about 100 million in its first weekend. Getting a 2x multiplier, which is a multiplier, how much you make in the end compared to your opening weekend. 2x should be fucking easy. It should be no problem to make twice your opening weekend overall. Failing to do that means there's a problem. So it might not make that 200 million. We'll see. I'll talk more about it later. very soon. But first, let's look at the movies coming out this weekend. What is this, dude? Where did you find this? Look at this poster. What the fuck is happening here in Cat Crime Tales of the Occult? Kat is the driven host of a struggling true crime podcast. So many podcast movies. Someone make a list of the podcast, not even influencer in general, just podcaster horror. Because right now you can make a fucking list, dude. That's coming out, I guess. Also, Undertone, which Chelsea and I are seeing tonight in Burbank. Very excited for this. Every time, Ben always trying to find the next hoagie. Everyone I know who has seen Undertone has said it's scary as fuck. And it's another podcast one. Look, Paranormal Podcast becomes haunted by terrifying recordings. But it sounds like this is like gonna be the podcast horror movie. Kind of like how Host was like the Zoom or like the web call horror movie. I'm super fucking excited for this, dude. We were supposed to see it on Thursday or Friday, but our coughs were worse then, and this movie is so dependent on sound that we didn't want to go to a movie theater and just be coughing in it while people are trying to enjoy this movie that is very predicated on sound. So now our cough is a lot better. I think we'll be able to get through it with a cough drop. Very excited for Undertone. Very excited for Undertone. Looks like another found footage movie, Body Cam. My eyes when I read this description, dude. A call to a quiet suburban home unleashes unthinkable carnage when two officers mistakenly shoot a man and his infant child? What? I don't know if I want to watch that, man. But if that's what you're into, this is available for you to watch. Body Cam, I assume it is all done from the perspective of some police body cams. So there you go. Slanted, I saw trailers for this in the theaters when I've been going to the theater a lot lately. I don't know what this comedy, horror, and science fiction. An insecure Chinese American teenager undergoes experimental surgery to appear white, hoping to secure the prom queen title and peer acceptance. So she gets a surgery to become McKenna Grace. So I guess she really wants to get cast in franchise movies. So she gets a surgery to enable her to do that. Yeah, I'm curious about this one. It's by a writer-director, Amy Wang, who directed episodes of The Birch. I don't know if you remember The Birch. I liked The Birch. I thought it was pretty good. Zario was really good. I remember the acting being pretty... Yeah, Dempsey Brick, I think, came to my apartment to film something with me when I did it on the Kill Count. So she directed a lot of episodes of that. That's kind of her only credit, at least listed here. Yeah, it's her only directing credits, but this is a movie she wrote and directed, so I'm curious about it. Slanted. Anyone see this? And then finally, Scared to Death. Oh, this is one of those movies with I was going to say a bunch of horror people, but it looks like Lynn Shay and Bill Moseley, who are always working. A young filmmaker seizes a chance to direct when his crew attends a seance in a haunted children's shelter. Haunted children's shelter? Oh my God. Are they the kids who got shot by those cops? Trapped inside, they're haunted by ghostly orphans and a sinister force. All right. So those are the movies coming out this week. Real excited for Undertone, dude. Real excited. All right, Dead Meat News. Sorry. Okay. Big thing is this Wednesday, we will have a podcast on Scream 7. We saw it. We have lots of thoughts. I saw it at a screening at Scaradise. So I was content to see it for free and see what it was all about. Check it out. And then after seeing it and then talking to fans all throughout the weekend at Scaradise, by the way, if you came and saw me at Scaradise, thank you so much. It was a great time, great convention, amazing people. And the guests were so fun too. So talking to people there, everyone just kept saying how much they enjoyed it. All the fans who would come up to me, ask if I'd seen it. I would ask them what they thought. pretty much everyone was like, I really liked it except for the ending. That was the overall general consensus I heard, was that really liked Scream 7 besides the ending. So I had that information, and then the information that it was a 30-something% from critics. So I was so curious. So I went and saw it, and man, did I have thoughts. I had so many thoughts. So when I got back, Chelsea and I did see it again, second time, and used A-List as we use with all movies. Saw it on like a Tuesday afternoon. We were pretty much the only ones in the theater, but we saw it a second time to take notes and figure out what we wanted to say about the movie. So that podcast comes out on Wednesday. We address everything. We address the controversy with the production, the firing of Melissa Barrera, the exit of Christopher Landon, all that gets addressed. And then we try to talk about the movie as a movie, so we address all the stuff up top. We then address the movie as a movie. And we are also donating to that same charity we did when we covered Stranger Things, that helps Palestinians and other people in other war-torn places. So we're doing a donation for those. And then we're going to talk about Scream 7, because I had a lot of thoughts about it. Mostly sad thoughts. Mostly a lament that I can no longer say there are no bad Scream movies. I will say, seeing it a second time, I didn't hate it as much. First time I watched it, I really, really disliked the movie. Second time I watched it, I was like, okay, there are some things in this movie that aren't bad, and even good. There are some scenes that I would say are good individually, separated from everything else in the movie. Just like as a sequence or a scene, there are some good scenes. I think the biggest problem for me is that it's not a good Scream movie. It's fine as a slasher, but being a Scream movie where it's supposed to like be meta and talk about horror movies and have an interesting twist with the killers, it fails on all of those accounts. It's very bad at those things. And so it's like, why are we bothering with this being a Scream movie? Yeah, the McKenna Grace scene, fantastic. Great stuff. So yeah, the people who enjoyed it, that's fine. I know a lot of people did. For me, it's a very disappointing Scream movie. Very disappointing Scream movie. And you will hear a lot more thoughts and a breakdown of the movie as a whole on the podcast on Wednesday. Sorry. That does mess up the podcast schedule. We were supposed to be off this week, but I wanted to talk about Scream while it was still a hot topic. And by the way, again, we mentioned this in the podcast. I don't think I ever said I would never cover Scream. Maybe I did. The link I've seen in the initial news when Melissa Barrera was fired had me saying I don't think that I would see Scream 7. Again, it was I don't think I will see it. I did see it. We're talking about it on the podcast. It will get a kill count eventually. We'll probably do the same thing, donating money when we cover it on the podcast. Or, I'm sorry, the kill count. On the podcast, there are no sponsors on the episode. Probably do the same thing for the kill count. So, yeah, we are covering it. What we didn't do is promote it at all. We had a lot of opportunities to promote this movie, to do interviews, to, go to events and activations and do postings and stuff. Some of it was paid, some of it wasn't. Like, interviews are never paid. They're just cool opportunities. We didn't do any of that. We didn't want to help promote this movie ahead of its opening weekend, and so that's what we did. We didn't promote it. But as a huge horror movie that came out, I feel like our channel should probably cover it. We have things to say about it. So we didn't want to help buoy its opening weekend, and but we are going to discuss it because it's a horror movie. So there you go. That means we'll be off on the 18th for the podcast. Is it the 18th? Is that the next Wednesday? I don't know if I got my dates right. Why doesn't the calendar pop up when I click it in the lower right corner? Why? What are these notifications? There's the calendar. Okay. Yes, we will be off the 18th. Then we'll have a podcast episode on the 25th. And then we're going to go back to the schedule it was originally supposed to be on the 1st. So you'll have back-to-back episodes on the 25th and the 1st, just like you'll have back-to-back episodes on last week, the 4th, and this week, the 11th. But we just got to get back on track for the sponsors and everything. So that means no podcast on the 18th, and that'll be it. We did have an episode on the 4th, right? Last week? Did we have a podcast last week, right? What was it? I can't even remember anything anymore, man. Oh, Iron Lung, of course. So 3 podcasts in March. Not bad. Not bad. Iron Lung, Scream, and then the 25th will be a March Madness bracket. It'll be a fun one. So tune in for that on the 25th, and then I'm not sure what's on April 1st, but we'll figure it out. Kill counts. All right. Last Friday was Bride of Frankenstein from 1935. Mega hit. Huge hit, dude. I'm retiring off of that one. Check it out if you haven't, guys. It's a fun episode. It's a real fun episode. It's a lot of good jokes. Great to the numbers bit. I really love that one. So check it out, please, if you can. Those old movies, man. Anyway, it's so funny because, like, I remember last year there were comments being like, why do you only do movies from the 2020s? Go back to classics. And then this year, I do Misery and Bride of Frankenstein. And people are like, could you do movies made past 1990? It's just, you can't win. You can't do it, dude. You can't follow those. So, again, that's why this year I'm really just going to be covering what I want to cover. Because you can't please people. There's too many people out there wanting their own narrow preferences of what they want to see on the kill count. So, I'll just cover what I cover. The next one being covered is next Friday, not this Friday. It'll be on the 20th, and it'll be the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein from 2025, available to watch on Netflix because it is a Netflix movie. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. The production of it is incredible. There's a lot of good things to say about the movie. Overall, I'm not a big fan. Chelsea wasn't either. We're the only ones who feel that way, like on the Dead Meat team. Everyone else on Dead Meat, they love the movie. They fucking really love it. So I try to be as fair as I can. Don't boo me for my opinion, Ben. Don't boo me. So you'll hear my opinion in the kill count, but it'll be, it'll be complimentary of the really cool things that I liked. Jacob Elordi's Frankenstein, incredible. He's so good. Production, fantastic. It was so funny. Bella, our researcher, sent me all the research she gathered and was like, I don't know how you could dislike this movie still after watching all this really cool production stuff. And I was like, Bella, you know what other movie had really impressive production stuff? Jurassic World Dominion. That production was incredible. Sometimes you can like the production stuff, but not the movie overall. Anyway, you can catch that kill count on the 20th, and then the 27th will be the last Friday where there's not a kill count for a little bit, because once April hits, we're getting into it for the 10th year of Dead Meat. April 3rd, we will be beginning, and patrons know this because I do a monthly update on Patreon. If you haven't joined the Patreon, I'm really trying to make that good value. Check it out. Even if it's $1, we got chat rooms in there, kind of like Discord servers. You can come and chat, hang out. It'll be fun. But on April 3rd, we will begin coverage of the Psycho series on the kill count. Finally, it's the biggest movie remaining on the kill count that hasn't been covered. I would say, right? There's nothing bigger than Psycho that hasn't been covered. So we're going to start with the first movie. We're going to do the 3 sequels. We're going to do the remake. But all those kill counts will be coming out every other week. Kind of like we did VHS, so that people who aren't into Psycho don't get mad and leave. Pardon me. In between, we will have probably episodes for more recent and more popular movies. But You'll have Psycho on a bi-weekly basis, even though bi-weekly can mean twice a week. That's not what it means here. It means every other week. And yeah, we'll do the 98 one. And yeah, Chelsea will host that one. Don't worry. Here's the thing, though, because I know a lot of people are saying the Psycho remake kill count should just be the same exact script as the Psycho kill count, but with Chelsea. We all had that thought. We all had that idea. It doesn't work, guys, because you've seen kill counts. You know what they are now. It's all about behind-the-scenes information. So the stuff we're going to say in the original Psycho kill count is not going to be applicable to the Gus Van Sant version, which will have its own behind-the-scenes information. We'll do a riff on the shot-for-shot remake thing. Don't worry. We will do a riff on it somewhere in the episode. But it's not just going to be Chelsea reading the same script. We thought about it. We had that thought. Everyone had that thought. But one, I think the bit would, get boring after just a couple of minutes. And two, it wouldn't work. Doesn't apply. All right, there is someone in the chat who keeps commenting on me seeming stressed or uncomfortable. Please stop, or else we'll hide you from the chat, because it's annoying, and it's just annoying to see those comments, because I'm doing fine, dude. Quit projecting and being parasocial. It's weird. Finally, this Friday, we should have, hopefully, if the editors have enough bandwidth to do it, a trailer breakdown video for Scary Movie 6. We just checked it out. Break it down, talk about it. We got the board. We got the board with the pen. So it's going to be me and Chelsea talking about the Scary Movie trailer. Because I realized, oh, fuck, it's Friday the 13th and we don't have a release scheduled. So yesterday we just kind of on a whim recorded a trailer breakdown, and hopefully editors can have the bandwidth to do it. Really excited about Scary Movie. All the details we're finding in that trailer makes me very excited for it. Exotic Boomin, thank you. Oh, what happened to the monkey? Not the mummy. It did the mummy. The monkey, yes. The monkey will do this year. See, the monkey, I am hesitant because it's another movie I didn't like. I know a lot of people liked it. I really didn't like it. So I'm worried about doing too many movies in a row where I'm like, I didn't like this. Because people's little goldfish brains, if they see me twice in a row say I don't like movies, they're going to be like Dead Meat's a hater who hates everything. So I'd like to intersperse it with movies that I'm more complimentary of and feel more passionate about. We'll get it. We'll get it in there. Will it be in between the Psycho kill concept? That might be a good one to stick in there, since that was more recent and popular. Will the top 10 kills video still happen this month? Not this month. I got a lot of like top 10 videos I want to do. I'm working on a chase scenes one right now, but I want to record those in a different setting, preferably my office. But we're still in the process of moving our offices around in the house. It's taking a while because like we're trying to wallpaper, and that takes, we ordered it, we had to measure it, that's got to go up. So we're still in the process of getting the office redone, and then I will shoot that. But until then, I think James's cold took away his good taste. Oh man, because I don't like Frankenstein the monkey. But I love, what do we got coming out that I love? I love Psycho. Hot take. Psycho's pretty good, dude. Hot take. Alfred Hitchcock. Guy knows how to make a movie. It doesn't get said enough. So I just want to put that out there. Plant my flag. Thanks, Spencer O'Neill. Anything else? Anything else that I should talk about? Any other Dead Meat news? I'll be gone for another week. So Zoran, I'm sure we'll do the Monday morning live stream next week, because I will be in Austin for South by Southwest. If you're in Austin, I'm going to be there for like a full fucking week, dude. 7 or 8 days. So if you see me, you're not hallucinating, and you can come up and say hi. I won't bite. Thanks, Domingo. Yeah, The Omen's probably up there on remaining big movies that haven't been covered on the Kill Count. Oscars are Sunday. Oh, I'm so mad that South by Southwest is the same time as the Oscars. I want to go to an Oscar party and watch them. We will do a Patreon podcast, though, talking about the Oscars, as we do. Horror Rumble, I'll keep saying it. It'll come out probably in a month or two, probably more like 2. We have finished creating, Chelsea has finished creating the 30 wrestlers. So we have our roster, and now we have to go through and choose entrances, movesets, all that kind of thing. If you are interested in that process, join the Patreon, because we are thinking about doing a live stream of choosing the entrances, because every time we do this, it's so fun. And the reason I keep saying I want to figure out a way to do a live stream, obviously we know how to do live streams, but when we are choosing the wrestler entrances, we are laying on our living room floor. We are not at a desk. We are hanging out, laying on the floor, going through and watching, trying to figure out what entrances to use. So we're watching these characters do a whole bunch of entrances, and it's very funny to watch, like, fucking Jason come out and then do, like, Carmella's entrance. I would love to find a way to live stream that and share it with you all, because it's hilarious. That is the next process. Is it just on the $1 tier? I don't know. It'll probably be at the $5. That'll probably be a $5. I'm not positive. I'm sorry. I should have that information, but we're not sure. It's our first time doing it. So Ben says it'll be the $5 tier. So that's that. I have not seen The Bride. I've heard it's very divisive. I'm curious. I like movies that take swings, so I'd like to see it and get an opinion on it myself. What was this hidden? Oh, okay. God. Oh, man. Okay, this cough's hitting me more, so I'm going to get going. I have a kill count to record before I get to all the weekly stuff I got to do, but anything else? Anything else before I go? Oh, I'm not watching Survivor 50. I'd like to. We didn't watch 49. The show's kind of turned me off, and I'm sad that Survivor 50, the first episode's like 3 hours or something. That's a lot of time, man, especially when I'm watching all these Oscar movies. We got 2 left to go for the Best Picture nominees. There's a lot of things that are taking up my time right now, so I don't know if I have time for Survivor 50. Again, I'd really like to, since it is the 50th season, but I will try my best to get in there. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Love these live streams. And I will not see you next week, because I'll be in Austin. But I'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll have plenty of stuff out for you in the meantime. So thanks a lot. It's not starting soon. It's ending. Bye.